지금 시간은 2026년 2월 23일 오후 9시 48분입니다. 오늘도 Engoo를 읽도록 하겠습니다. Exercise may make people less angry. Study. Bump. Bump. To hit into person or thing. I bumped my head on the rail. Unsettling, causing worry or 단어 공부를 열심히 했어요. Causing worry or anxiety. Causing worry or anxiety. There were quite a few unsettling scenes in the movie. There were quite a few unsettling scenes in the movie. Anxiety. A mental health condition which causes people to feel extremely nervous or worried. A state or of feeling nervous or worried. Millions of Americans suffering from anxiety disorders. I feel a lot of anxiety about my job. Anxiety, 불안. Act on. To take action based on something. Take a moment to calm down before you act on your anger. To take action based on something. Discipline. Self-control. Discipline. Learning the cello requires a lot of hard work and discipline. Chemical. A substance or compound, especially one that has been artificially made. Cigarette smoke contains hundreds of toxic chemicals. Exercise may make people less angry. Study. Someone bumps into you and keeps walking without saying sorry. A driver doesn't stop to let you cross the road and shout at you as they pass. In these situations, many people might feel angry. But instead of getting angry, here's a better idea. Do some exercise. According to new research done in Brazil, people with better fitness may feel less angry and control their stress better than those who don't exercise much. In the small study, participants with above average fitness levels were put into one group, while participants with below average fitness were put into another. Both groups were shown pictures of normal, everyday things, as well as unsettling pictures that caused stressful or unhappy feeling. Unsettling. Anxiety, unsettling. Participants in both groups said they didn't feel good after seeing the unsettling pictures. However, those with above average fitness had lower level of anger and anxiety and were better uh, able to stay calm. Meanwhile, the researchers found that the below average fitness group had a 775% greater risk or their anxiety increasing to high levels. Participants in the group also had less control over their anger and were more likely to act on this anger after seeing the unsettling pictures. The researchers said this may be because exercise builds discipline, which can help people better control how they're feeling. Exercise also releases feel-good chemicals in the brain that make us feel happier and reduce stress. Of course, the study was very small. There were just 40 participants, so small difference among just a few participants could have had a huge effect on the final result. But the next time you feel angry about something, instead of getting mad, it might just be a good idea to lift something weight or go for a run. Where was the research carried out? Uh, the research carried out from the Brazil. How much greater was the risk of high anxiety for the below average fitness group? 775% greater risk of their anxiety increasing to high level. How many people took part in the study? 40 participants. Do you find it surprising that people with better fitness might feel less angry? Yes, I agree. Sometimes uh, when we exercise hard, we can feel adrenaline is or an endorphin is uh, encouraging for after the after the exercise. Uh, Trump plans new tariffs. Trump planned new tariffs after Supreme Court ruling. Impose to require a fee, penalty, etc. be paid or undertaken. Mexico is one of the several countries that impose a sugar tax on the soft drinks. Unconstitutional. Not in accordance with the Federation fundamental rule or principles around which the country is governed. In 1954, segregation in public school has deemed unconstitutional in the U.S. In 1954, segregation in public school was deemed unconstitutional in the U.S. In 1954, segregation in public school was deemed unconstitutional in the U.S. segregation 경리 deemed. In 1954, segregation in public school was deemed unconstitutional in the U.S. Unilaterally, in a way that is done by one person, country, etc., without agreement from others. In 1965, Rhodesia unilaterally declared independence from United Kingdom. Unilaterally. In 1965, Rhodesia unilaterally declared independence from the United Kingdom. Executive order. An order given by the president to the government that has the same power as a law. Donald Trump signed 220 executive orders during his first term as president. Bypass. To avoid or do not have to deal with an obstacle, problem, etc. Obstacle. Officials say the group of hackers bypassed the website security system. Revive. To make summons or something live, exist, succeed, etc. again. The opening of the Guggenheim Museum in 1997 helped revive Bilbao from economic decline. The opening of the Guggenheim Museum in 1997 helped revive Bilbao from economic decline. Trump plans new tariff after Supreme Court ruling. Supreme Court ruling. President Donald Trump said Saturday that he wants global tariffs of 15% up from 10%. He announced a day earlier after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down many of taxes on imports that he had imposed over the year. The court's decision on Friday, February 20, removed the tariffs that Trump had placed on nearly every country using an emergency powers law. By a 6-3 vote, the justice ruled that it was unconstitutional for Trump to unilaterally set and change tariffs because the power to tax lies the Congress. Trump said he will now use a different but more limited legal authority to impose new one. Bypass Congress. He has already signed an executive order enabling him to bypass Congress and impose a 10% tax on imports from around the world, which will begin on February 24. However, the tariffs are limited to 150 days unless they are extended through Congress. It is unclear if an updated order setting the new tariffs at 15% will also be signed then. In addition to the temporary import tax, Trump said that he was also pursuing tariffs. Pursuing. He was also pursuing tariffs through other sections of federal law. He posted on Saturday that during the next short number of months, the Trump administration will determine the issue the new and legally permissible tariffs. Uh, Trump has said the tariff will address a number of economic issues in the U.S., from collecting trade imbalances to reviving U.S. manufacturing. He has also used them as a negotiating tool with other global powers. However, he has also falsely Uh, however, he has also falsely claimed that foreign governments would pay the tariffs, not American consumers and business. Federal data shows the Treasury the Treasury had collected more than 133 billion from the import taxes the president has imposed under the emergency power law as of December 2025. Mm. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decision did not address what happened to the money that has already been collected from tariffs. Uh, what the removal means for countries that had negotiated new trade deals with the U.S. is also uncertain. What I thought on the Supreme Court's ruling on Trump's tariff, that is the justice. Uh, but I think Trump will uh, fight with the Supreme Court's ruling, and uh, may he finally make a rule. Uh, he finally makes a rule to for their uh, his announced he's announced uh, law in the council. How have Trump's tariffs impacted your country over the past few months? Actually, Korea is the top country to sell the cars in the U.S. We are Hyundai and Kia impacted from the Trump's tariffs uh, for last year. How will news of their removal be greeted in your country? Greeted. How will news of their removal will be greeted in your country? That is very good news for the Korea, because we are, as I said, we are many parts of our exports rely on the U.S. What impact do you think the ruling will have on the U.S. negotiating position with foreign country? Uh, uh, Actually, is uh, Trump will don't care about Supreme Court's decision, uh, Supreme Court's ruling. So uh, uh, we are not uh, expect the change from the uh, negotiating with U.S. How important during Trump's administration? How important is U.S. as the trading partner to your country? As I say, U.S. is the top country for our export trading uh, uh, in Korea. So Trump's tariff is very impacted uh, in Korean economy everywhere. Trump. 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 U.S. to suspend visa processing for 75 countries. Administration. The current ruling government in the country. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was established during the Johnson administration. National, a citizen or subject of a particular country. New Zealand offers a special visa for foreign nationals who invest in the country. Halt. 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 To stop or cause someone or something to stop. Supporters say the law will halt escalating costs of medicine and healthcare. Consulate. Consulate. The building where an official appointed by a state to live in the foreign country and protect its citizens and interests there is based. To complete your passport application, you will need to make an appointment at the consulate. Consulate. Embassy. Consulate. To complete your passport application, you will need to make an appointment at the consulate. Halt. Hold. 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 Proficiency. Proficiency. Skill or knowledge. English proficiency tests. Proficiency. Proficiency. Skill or knowledge. Part of your visa application, you will need to take an English proficiency test. U.S. to suspend visa processing for 75 countries. The U.S. planned to suspend the processing of immigrant visas for citizens of 75 countries whose nationals President Donald Trump's administration says are likely to require public assistance. The listed include Afghanistan, Iran, Russia, and Somalia, as well as a number of other European, African, Latin American, and Caribbean nations. The consular officers have been told to halt immigrate visa application from the countries affected in accordance with an order from November that tightened rule around immigrants who might become public charges. The step also builds on earlier immigrant and travel bans by the Trump administration on nearly 40 countries. But new visa processing suspensions. The new visa processing suspensions will begin January 21, but won't apply to temporary tourist, business, or other non-immigrant visas. Demand for non-immigrant visa is expected to rise dramatically in the coming months and years due to the upcoming 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics, both of which the US will host or co-host. However, a separate notice has been sent to U.S. embassies and consulates saying that non-immigrant visa application should also be screened for the possibility that they might seek public benefits, regardless of their country of origin. The notice signed by the Associated Press said that it is up to applicants to prove that they would not apply for public benefits while in the U.S. It said consular officers who suspect the applicant might apply should require them to fill out a form proving their financial status. The message to consular officials also said they must consider a range of specific details about people seeking visas, including their age, health, family status, finances, education skill, and any past use of public assistance. It also said they should assess applicants' English proficiency and can do so by conducting interviews in English. What are your thoughts on the U.S. suspending visa processing for 75 countries? Actually, the countries are included uh, in the second or third world. So, uh, uh, without Russia. Uh, so the kind of decision of the United States are very uh, estimatable uh, actions from the Donald Trump administration. Do you think the move? Do you think the move will impact tourist number to the U.S.? Actually, that is not impacted to for the tourist number to the U.S. Actually, a more impacted factor for the tourist number to the U.S. is the high dollar exchange ratio. I guess. Uh, do you know anyone who has moved to the U.S.? Actually, my uh, mother's family, most of all of mother's family, without the uncle's family, uh, are moved to the U.S. How difficult do you imagine it would be to move to the US? Before early 2010s, many illegal stayers, uh, illegal aliens, illegal immigrants are stay in the U.S. But after Trump's administration, Trump banned the illegal immigrants from the U.S. So actually, for now, that is very uh, hard to move to the U.S. Have you ever applied for a visa? How long did the application take? I just applied the ESTA to visit the U.S. What countries could you see yourself living in? Mm, uh, actually, I think I only lived uh, in the Korea without without 3 months of business trip to US, but I can live in the Taiwan or Vietnam because Taiwan and Vietnam's uh, 소비 물가 consumer price is very reasonable than Korea. So I can and foods are very delicious. So I can live in the uh, can live in the Taiwan or Vietnam if I have a chance. What do you imagine make people want to move to your country? Yeah, some of the Southeast Asian peoples want to move to the Korea because Korea's sales is Korea's salary is more higher than that kind of countries. What challenges do you imagine immigrants often face in your country? Actually, many immigrants experience the racism from the racists. So, and additionally, illegal immigrants facing the ban from the Korea because they are some of the capitalists are treat the illegal immigrants with their status of residence. So some of capitalists paying very low for their work. So that is the main issue for immigrants in Korea, illegal immigrants. Have you ever had any issue at customs and immigration? Actually, last month when I was visited after I visited the Vietnam, I carried some of the fresh fruits from the Vietnam, but I found it from the dog from the customs, so I should go to the custom check and experience some check from the custom. So that is very pressured experience for me. 여기까지.